Need a roll call, please?
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Present.
Alderman Spivey. Alderman Edwards. Mayor Ford.
Present. Okay, at this time, Pastor, would you like to lead us in prayer?
Good evening. Shall we pray? I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. We are glad to be here on tonight. We are glad to see another day. We thank the Lord for leading us and guiding us. And as we go forth, we ask him to continue to look down and have mercy, continue to lead us and continue to guide us as we come praying for our mayor, our council members, our fire and our police department, and all the great men and women that make up this great community. May God bless the residents of Country Club Hills. May God bless our troops, and may God bless America. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. At this time, we have a journal.
Journal
Minutes.
proceedings, approval of the city council meeting, July 6, 2021. Approval of the regular city council meeting minutes for July 12th, 2021, and approval of administrative meeting minutes for July 19th, 2021.
Okay. I need a second. Okay, it's been probably motion and second. Are there any questions, changes, comments? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Spivey.
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just have a couple of things. We've had some criminal activities on some of our rental properties, and just got an update today. We have at least 3 of the residents that we're having issues with will be moving out and will be leaving the city of Country Club Hills on August the 1st. So my kudos to the police department for making that happen. We want to continue to make Country Club Hills as safe as possible. So we appreciate that. With that in mind, I want to move on to the clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I would just like to remind everyone that we do have several employment opportunities available with the City of Country Club Hills: meter reader, water clerk, certified police officer, and a community service officer. And also to remind everyone to please sign up for the reverse 911 notification system in the report.
Is that related to her report?
Not this report.
Oh, yeah, if it's, let her finish the report.
So
No, she's not.
for the collector's report?
Collector's
Alderman-
report, please.
Okay. Go right
That's
ahead.
collector's report.
Yes.
Okay, what's your question?
So for the month ending June 30th, there was no income reported for that particular month.
Okay, so the concert for Father's Day,
I'm sorry, for May 31st.
May 31st. So this is back.
Right, so this ended as of, I'm sorry, give me 1 second, Alderman. I'm sorry, no, June 30th.
June 30th. So don't we have a concert on July the 31st?
But that revenue may not have been shared in that particular month.
What about the one for the church on the 25th?
So that did not show up for that month. It may show up for end of this month.
Okay, what about Father's Day?
Father's Day would have shown up for the previous month.
So do we know what's in the account at this point?
That information I do not have. That's a finance question, but we can find out and get back with you,
I appreciate it.
certainly.
Let me look on
Okay.
24.
Moving forward, I think the clerk had mentioned about jobs. As you know, the city of Country Club Hills, we have our first Amazon in town, and we're trying to fill positions there. It's very difficult for them to, I guess, find workers. Not only the site in Country Club Hills, but the one that's in Markham, and the one that's in Matheson, and the one that's in Crete, and the one that's in University Park. There's about 1,000 available jobs through the wall. Did I say Walmart's? Did I say Walmart's? Amazon. Amazon system. So, you know, anyone who's looking for employment, the city, Country Club Hills is looking for people. And then we have Amazon that's that's looking for people also. So, and as I drive around town, a lot of our local businesses have signs posted, help wanted. So just let everybody know that there's quite a few jobs that's locally that if you have friends and family that you can take advantage of those opportunities. Okay. So that was the collector's report. We got that. Okay, and the treasurer's report is listed in your package,
Yes,
right?
sir, it's in the packet. If you have any questions, you can contact the treasurer.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, moving along, we have the Finance Committee and the Finance and Risk Insurance. Alderman Lockett is the chairman.
Council approval in the amount of $551,615.50.
Okay. I need a second.
Can I recognize Mayor?
Yeah, I need a second first, sir. Okay, I have a motion, a second. Now questions.
Okay. Mr. Lockett, on page 39, the speed bumps, is this for how many, or is this just supplies?
I can't answer for how many.
Okay.
That's a public works question.
Okay.
Well, they can ask the question after,
Okay.
Alderman.
Okay, next question. Real quick ones. The youth baseball equipment, what is that?
That's another question that needs to be directed to the Director of Parks, DeJuan Ross.
Okay. Because I looked on the treasurer, it was all zero for people, for sports and stuff, so I was wondering why we were buying them, or what was that about? That's all.
Okay. Okay, those are sidebars that you need to ask. Did you just get the report today?
Yeah, I went through it today, and it shows this.
I mean, you just got your report today, because I think we sent them out on Friday.
I came up here Friday, wasn't ready.
Okay. All right, so was that the end of your report, sir?
Just for future reference, sometimes it's on online before it's actually in your box.
Okay.
So, like
Okay.
because the vouchers was, I believe, in on Thursday.
On Thursday, yeah.
It came out through the email.
Right.
Yeah, and we emailed them too. Okay, I think that was it on the vouchers. Is there another one here? There's another one.
There was
Collective
another one,
bargaining.
but that's okay.
I need a second.
Okay, we got a
We got a
second.
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 Roll call.
And we got questions. Now we're gonna, if there's no other questions, we're gonna go for roll call.
Totally. Alderman Lockett,
Yes.
Alderman Spivey,
Yes.
Alderman Edwards,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Next is a resolution to approving the collective bargaining agreement, the Illinois Council of Police, Administrative, Community Service Officers, and Clerical. 05.0119-04.30-2023,
2nd.
Okay, it's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions?
Question.
Yes.
Did we meet about this?
I'm sorry?
Did we discuss this?
It's in your package, right?
I got the package today.
Did you include this, Madam Clerk, did you include that in this package?
Yes, sir. It's in your package.
This is Alderman, usually the attorney and the city manager does the negotiating with the collective bargaining for the union, for the administrative community service and the clerical. Also, the attorney and them also do it for the police and
Police and fire as
contracts
well.
also.
And what happens, the results of that, we pass the information on to the council for a vote. And we put that into your package tonight so that you could be able to see it.
I seen something
You have
in
any
there.
questions?
Like I say, I got it today.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
vote on anything I don't get a chance to read, so,
Okay,
you know, I gotta read it.
okay.
Maybe I can help explain a few years ago, the council passed parameters on wage increases, and we've been at it with the clerical union, Mayor, what, 2 years now? trying to-
About 2 years we've been discussing that.
And
Yeah.
we reached what we thought was a very fair, it's 8% over 4 years, which averages out to a 2% per year. However, this is not, there are not going to be any retro on this. In addition, there are a couple of employees who, because they're a little bit out of range, we froze or limited their increases. So this is the labor contract for the people who work at in the office and the CSOs. We have been reporting status updates probably for the last year formally during the negotiations.
Any other questions?
What committee would this come out of, Law and Order?
No, it would not.
Ordinance?
I'm sorry.
Finance.
Finance, okay.
Any other questions?
I want to mention the employees really cooperated, especially during the COVID years,
Yeah.
knowing that revenues were down, to take agree to a conservative contract. Loyal clericals. It takes a vote of 3, so in order for this to pass tonight, all 3 alternates.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor. We have a second, and we had questions that we've attempted to answer. With that, then, hearing no other questions, roll call, please.
Alderman Lockett? Yes. Alderman Spivey?
Yes.
Alderman Edwards?
No,
All right, motion
Motion fails.
fails. We'll bring it back to the next meeting. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Next report we have a law and ordinance, and I don't think we have a representative here. We have a sub person, a sub chair? No?
Nothing at
Okay,
this time.
let's move on then to Public Works and Utilities. Alderman Davis? No report there. Okay. The next one will be Economic Development Plan and Zoning. Alderman Spivey is the chair.
Thank you, Mayor. Seeking approval for a resolution authorizing First Amendment redevelopment agreement by and between the City of Country Club Hills, LPC, CHI. This is a housekeeping item that we've had over the logistics property off I-80, I-57. And Attorney Murphy, can you speak towards the fact that
You need this.
in the agreement that they was going to build 4 buildings and then they reduced it to 3 and they're going to make one a parking lot and receive the tax money
Yeah.
off the taxes that
Yeah,
they
there's really
pay?
2 aspects to this agreement. Logistics agreement was entered into about 3 years ago. Everybody's seen how the development's been completed. Their original plan, they thought they were going to build 4 buildings. But if you can go to the document, you can see from what's called Exhibit C and Exhibit D, or Exhibit F, that they've decided that the smallest building is not going to be built. Instead, the 3 buildings that are up there now, which about 1.5 million square feet,
Yeah.
building 1, which was originally going to be the 4th building built, they need that space for parking. So that's the only real change to the site plan. The financial element, council will recall that when we passed the TIF agreement with logistics, we The agreement calls for the city to reimburse logistics for approximately $29 million in TIF-eligible expenses. Now, that sounds like a huge number, but a couple things. This relates to only a portion of the construction cost. It does not include the cost of the building itself. I think that project came in total cost close to 75, 80.
It was about 80 million to build it.
So under our agreement, we will reimburse logistics for their TIF-eligible expenses, but that reimbursement is only from their own property taxes. So that reimbursement comes not from anybody, any of the taxpayers here in the room, but only if logistics pays their taxes, that they get reimbursed to compensate them for their TIF-eligible costs. It's part of our deal with TIF, with the logistics. The city, of that incremental revenue, gets 15% off the top every year. So this is really, Alderman Spivey's right, the numbers are big, but it's essentially housekeeping in fulfillment of what we've already agreed to. I should note, following up on what the mayor said, when I drove down Cicero Avenue southbound, if you look towards that second building, you can actually see a bunch of Amazon trucks teeing up there. So the project is moving forward full speed.
Thank you, Council.
Okay, I currently have a motion and a second. Are there any other questions? Okay, hearing no questions, roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Spivey.
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
No.
Okay,
Motion fails.
motion fails, and we'll bring that up to the next council. All right,
Thank you, Mayor. Also, just would like to announce that we'll be having a groundbreaking ceremony on the Cube project known as the CRG project, August 6, 11 a.m. That's
Okay.
the property that's right off Cicero, west of Cicero, where the Girl Scout building is,
yeah,
right off Cicero.
all right.
Into my report.
Okay. Thank you. See what else we got here. Okay, Alderman Edwards, Parks, Education, Parks and Recs and Education.
Thank you, Mayor. For the last couple months, I've been trying to get a clear definition. Maybe the attorney can give it to me for Parks and Recreation. Is in the minutes that I have asked. I don't know what role I play because I have no title for what role I should play for Parks and Recs. I drove around today and seen no basketball rims and kids playing in the streets. It's unsafe, so I don't know what authority I have. As far as education, I have several meetings planned with the superintendent and the districts, and I'm working to have a group of people for Career Day. End of my report.
All right, Alderman, thank you so much. At this time, I would like to call for a motion to open the floor to the public.
Motion to open the floor to the public.
Second.
Okay, it's been probably motion and second. If no questions, roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett.
Yes.
Alderman Spivey.
Yes.
Alderman Edwards.
Yes.
Okay, public, if you would like to address the council, please limit your comments to 2 minutes or less. Step up to the mic and give us your name.
I'm Tyrone Hudson. Good evening, Mayor,
Good evening.
beautiful Madam Clerk, and city elected official Alderman. I have a few questions, concerns, and I'm looking for answers because I'm a resident, so I'm gonna give my address for this reason. Thank you. I reside at 4827 Summer Hill Drive, what used to be the beautiful city of Country Club Hills. My concerns, basically, is the construction that's being done currently with the logistics project, the old Girl Scout building. And Alderman Spivey, correction, that's Laverne where the construction is going on, not Cicero.
Where is, okay, it's right off Cicero.
No,
the side
that's
street.
in the neighborhood of these
Yeah.
people, it's Laverne. My concerns are, we know it's construction. My residents have an understanding of that. But on weekends, where you have my residents working every day, all day, and they have 1 or 2 days off, Saturday and Sunday, and we hearing heavy machineries going on probably at 6:30 until 3 o'clock. That's unacceptable. That would not be accepted. One of the other issues are, we have mounds of dirt that's behind Summerhill Drive. We have young kids that resides there. That's very tempting to play in that mound of dirt. Mayor, City Council, you know I've been having an issue with that area with the weeds. Now it's a mound of dirt. I understand that we are home rule, but I'm sure that's against OSHA policy to have anything that's unsafe. Mayor, my community, we are being taxed with no representation. As we know, I am unable to get in touch with any elected official other than you, Mayor, and I know I bug you all the time. But it's hard to have someone that don't represent the people but look forward to their paycheck. End of my discussion at this point.
Cliff Graham. Just wanted a couple of questions. I was looking at economic development planning. It's
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you, sir.
from Cliff Graham. I'm looking at this logistic contract. I haven't got a chance to fully look at it. I've been following the development. I was just asked 2 questions. First question is, why during all this time we never discussed that Amazon was coming to our community? I've been in Markham, Matson, University Park, and through this whole process, be trying to negotiate as a concerned citizen of the south suburbs about getting contracts for minorities, which are blacks, that are not getting any of the contracts with Amazon, and for them to come in our community, and we're building all these logistics, but we never discussed negotiation, Amazon, and Country Club Hill. And I just want to know, well, I don't know. I'm just asking. I follow you all every week, every month. I meet with my aldermen. I talk to other aldermen. I talk to the mayor. And I don't know why we never discussed about Amazon. And coincide with this logistic contract, now they're pulling out of finishing the development, which they're going to put a parking lot, which in the process, if I'm reading it correctly or hearing correctly, so you're going to put a parking lot in place of a facility. So that's a reduction. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out. That's an adjustment of revenue that they're going to be making. We're going to give up all this land for a parking lot, and also looking at that, that's reneged on the contract then. So they're asking for compensation, so they're not producing, so that opens up the door for negotiation for us giving them that $29 million, which you say is a little amount, but like I always say, my tax is now $15,000, just keep saying it, for 20 years, and that's 3 times as much since I bought the home. So I would definitely like to know economically, how does this affect us, and what kind of negotiation are we going to do now that Amazon is here, and then he voted against it, so that means there's room for negotiation. Okay, thank you.
You're done, sir. Thank you so much. A lot of things that you said was untrue. And you know, one thing that we have to do as the public, we have to put out the truth. And we always, we want.
You can't call me a liar. You can just, instead you can't call me a liar, you can just say, make you call me a liar, man, you can't do that.
Well, let me correct it then. It's incorrect information. It's incorrect information, and he didn't call you a liar. it's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's not the truth what you're saying. Okay, so whether they build a building or they make it a parking lot, they pay taxes on the land. Let me make it real clear to you. Whether they build a building or if they make it a parking lot, they pay taxes on the land.
Alderman?
That's real simple.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. This is unnecessary. We have to be professional about our discussions. And we have people throughout Country Club Hills watching us. And we have teenagers, we have kids, and we want to be professional. So let me address exactly what I was stating. You said that we never discussed Amazon. Just to refresh your memory, we don't own the buildings over there. They are privately owned, and they can bring in any customers that they wish. And that's why they're there. They're there to bring in other businesses. Okay, it's not Country Club Hills. Sir, excuse me, sir, you're out of order. You're out of order. Now, due respect, I listened, I didn't say anything. You stated, I was very quiet. But now I have the floor. Okay, we can't dictate who they bring into their buildings. They built this site for $80 million, and they are soliciting other vendors to come into their business. And we don't have a say into who they bring in, okay? Because that's the way business is conducted. So I'll let John comment on that.
First of all, our agreement with Logistics from a few years ago approves their plan. It doesn't obligate them to build 4 buildings. As it turns out, the 3 buildings that they built are the 3 largest ones that have been very successful, and that's why they need parking for all of the employees and vendors who are coming in there. Amazon is a tenant. This is not an Amazon building. Logistics company is renting space out
To Amazon.
for
Yeah.
what they call the last step. And that's for trucks to pick up the product and then drive it to our homes. So there's no breaking of a contract. What we're proposing to do today is fulfilling the contract in recognition of what we've committed ourselves to do. So private property, they've got a right to build 4 buildings or 3. The 3 that have been built satisfy their needs, and they don't want to build the other building, they want it for parking. And Amazon doesn't own the logistic property, they're a tenant.
All right, thank you. I think that answers the question. Anyone else want to speak to the council? Please step up before we close the floor. Your name, ma'am?
Karen Lloyd. It's my first time in the meeting. Hello, everyone.
Well, thank you for coming.
All right. So I currently reside at 4851 Summerhill Drive. So I'm on the verge in Summerhill Drive. So I'm directly on the corner of while they're doing the construction. So I just had a question about my own personal property.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to know, since they cut down all like the trees and I don't have anything protecting my home. And so I just want to know when are they going to be building the wall? Or are they going to do any like landscaping or anything around there before I start working on my own property? So on Saturday there was a fire, a tractor on fire in the field. So I didn't know what was going on.
Yes, there was a fire. So you want to talk about the landscaping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We passed an ordinance approving what we call that cubes, the project. Part of the approval that went through process and which they're obligated to do is to have a landscape buffer once everything is built that will screen. You're just to the east of it, and that will screen their property from your property. Obviously, when construction's going on, it's a tough time temporarily, but
Right.
the finished project, they will be obligated to have, I think it's a 100-foot setback and a richly landscaped buffer to protect you from any interference when it's built.
Okay. So is there any like deadline? Because I have some parties coming up in the like in the fall, like September and October. So is there like a deadline where they'll have these walls
As
built
far as
up?
completion, at this point in time, they're shooting for maybe spring of next year, 2022.
Okay.
But they will have the berm built pretty soon. As you can see, if you look north on Laverne, you can see that they've already started it. And so it's going to work its way all the way down.
Okay.
And so the trees behind your house, we just had those, I just had those cleared out, and everything cleaned out. I think there's one tree that's standing behind somebody's house. Is that your house? Okay. I don't know if you want that one taken down or leave it up. Okay. Yeah, and so I know there's a mound of dirt behind your house, and that land belongs to Eli Atkins, which he owns the Windsor Estates. I spoke to him today. He told me that he did not authorize the contractors, the developers over there, to use that. So I don't know if that's true or not. That's what he's telling me. And so we are working on that. We started that process this morning to find out what's going on with that.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Oh, okay. All right. Your name, sir?
I'm Ricky Krim. I live on 4847 Summerhill Drive.
Okay.
So just a point of clarity. So the area which is behind us, that
The mound of dirt.
the mound of dirt and the area that was taken out, that's not in the plans to have any type of separation between that area and our home. Right, so the area you're talking about, Berman, is the area that lines,
On, on Laverne.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the area that they came and wiped out,
Yeah.
really for nothing, because there is no plan to landscape that area.
Right.
Or do anything to improve it.
Right.
correct
At this point in time, the owner, which is Eli Atkins, does not have any plans to do that. Now, perhaps since there's a mound of dirt there, maybe we can talk him into putting a berm, putting it behind your house, so you can't. I don't know.
So my question is this: so there are ordinances that are for the homeowner, right? So you can't allow your grass to be a certain length without getting a ticket, right?
That's correct.
So there has to be some type of ordinance against a business that has landscape that is out of control, that is impeding on others' property, and that is not managed. So is there a claim that can be, or a lawsuit that can be put up against them to hold them accountable and responsible for maintaining the area in which they own in Country Club Hills?
Well, the problem with that is that it's vacant land, so I don't know. Is that enforceable?
Well, if any of their equipment or dirt or anything trespasses on somebody else's land, we can deal with that because that's a violation.
So for instance, I have these large cattails, which are on the property of Windsor. And as you know, they're very evasive. So they are in my property now. So the landscaper that I paid for is now being compromised because their landscape, their aggressive weeds are now inside my lawn. So is that enforceable?
That one I can't really visualize. I
Right.
think what the mayor said is staff is going to keep working on this to make sure your property is protected with the contractor.
I'll show you some pictures afterward. It's right on my property.
So your property backs up
To the Windsor vacant lot. And all their weeds and all their imperfections are now on my side. Yeah. And again, I'll show you pictures after this meeting.
Okay. Be glad to take a look at those.
Again, I'm going to kind of Google Maps it while we're talking.
Anyone else before we close the floor to the public? Okay, sir.
My name is Dave Zadrozny. I live over in Apple Tree subdivision. And just recently, well, I would say in the spring and through part of the summer, we've been having a lot of cars racing up and down 171st Street. That's where I live, 3757. And I think it's a dangerous for the kids and the people in the area that these cars are racing down the street. And it's all hours. It's not just any certain part of the day. So I'm not sure how stretched our law enforcement are, but I just wonder if they're aware of the fact that we've got these drag racings going up and down the street.
Okay, that's definitely unacceptable.
Right.
And so what I would like for you to do, our police chief is right behind you.
Okay.
Give him a shout before you leave.
Sure.
And let him know exactly what the complaints are.
Okay.
And I'm sure we will address it for you.
And the thing of it is, the people doing this have realized that, because I live on 171st, which is the farthest north street up against I-80 there.
Mm-hmm.
171st Place actually has a stop sign halfway down. It's like a pass-through street. And so they figure out that they could just avoid the stop sign by going to the next street and racing down our street. So
maybe we need to put a stop sign over there.
stop sign or speed bumps. I think there were speed bumps put in there we had this problem like 15, 20 years ago.
2x4 with nails.
Pardon me?
2x4 with nails.
2x4 with hills. I don't get it.
Nails.
Oh, nails. Oh, yeah. My son was threatened to put some out there. So
Now, we can probably help you out with that, sir. Occasionally, we do put a speed
Go ahead.
bump here or there or something like that
Yeah.
when we have an area that's a problem area, and perhaps talk to the chief and give him that information.
Okay.
And we'll be more than glad to see what we can do to help
All
you
right.
out.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for coming. Appreciate it. Anyone else before? Okay, we'll take one more, and we have to close it down.
Mayor and Council, I also reside.
What's your name, ma'am?
Rita Bivens, 4831 Summerhill Drive.
Okay.
I'm also one of the residents that are affected by the ones that have spoke in regards to the berms and behind our houses. I'm very concerned, number one, with the traffic that's coming through there. These huge trucks that came through a residential area this morning, and I don't think that those trucks should actually be coming in our way. If they're to come off of 183rd, that's where they should come in to our area. Secondly, you want to address that one first before I ask my other question? So how are we going to address that?
I'm not sure.
Those
Where did
trucks
they
should
come
not
in
come-
at?
They're right off 183rd on our residential area, onto in our subdivision, onto their property where they're doing all this construction behind our house. Right, Laverne. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they're my understanding that that's not where they should
Well, I
enter
think
into their.
we've blocked that off just a little bit past the alderman's house down as you approach the Girl Scouts property. I think we've blocked that off.
Okay.
So there will not be any further traffic. If
Okay.
it isn't, I'll check it out in the morning. If it's not blocked off,
Yeah. Okay.
wait a minute. You have to let the lady speak at the
No, it's
dais.
okay.
Well, no, you have to speak.
It's okay. No, I know. I right. So we're neighbors, so we get to see all this. So
Well, that's
we're-
fine, but I
exactly.
wanna hear from you right now,
completely
though.
understand. So no disrespect.
Yes.
So my other question to you is, knowing that this mound of dirt with berm, whatever that's behind it, we all know that it was done, put there illegally. That wasn't the space that they were supposed to reside in. How fast can we expedite them doing something about that rather than waiting to hear back? How fast can we expedite that? Number one, I fear for my safety because there is nothing protecting our houses from that open area. The trees did us justice or whatever. I know they were cut down, but just to know that people behind in that facility next to us, whatever that living senior place is, those cars are loud. We hear everything now. We have seen debris in our backyards from where they're doing the construction. And frankly, I don't need to be out there cleaning out my yard if somebody else is putting debris in my yard. That's a risk. Secondly, and thirdly, I just want to know about our safety when it comes to this. How soon can we do something to protect our houses from that space?
And I can't answer that. I can't give you a date and time.
Okay, so can we get somebody on that to give us back some answers?
Perhaps we can have someone to look into it. Now, are you aware of the fact that the residents on Summer Hill Drive requested that their trees be taken
Yeah,
down?
we're okay with that. We're
Okay,
good
I
with
just
that.
want to know.
Yeah,
'cause
we're okay with
I
that.
can't
But now
put them
that
back.
these,
I
but
took
now
them
that
down
these
because
mountains of heap and what have you
I
coming
understand.
around, yeah.
I got a lot of flack about taking them down, so
And
we
we're
took them
good with
down.
that. We're good with that.
Okay. And so what you all have to do, Summer Hill folks in the 3rd Ward, you have an alderwoman.
Well,
Okay.
first of all, she doesn't show up.
Well, ma'am, let me
Okay,
say
go ahead.
this.
So,
I
go
understand.
ahead.
That's,
Right.
you all the residents.
She gets paid a check just like everybody
You
else
all-
up here, right? Okay.
Ma'am?
All right, go ahead, I'm sorry.
You all are the residents.
Yeah.
So you have to hold everybody accountable like you coming here to hold me accountable.
Yeah.
You have to do the same for your aldermen or alderwoman because they get a check just like I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, okay.
That's not a problem, but thank you,
Okay.
Mayor.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Anyone else? Because I thought it was one more. This is definitely the last one.
Yes, I'll be the last one. That's fine.
Are you with her? I understand that. Ma'am, your name?
My name is Renee George, and I live at 4822 Summer Hill Drive.
Uh-huh.
I have a question. I can find this information, please. I would like to know who signed off on this cube being built directly on the block where residential homes are, where we live. I would like to know of all this council or whoever, especially the attorney, I would like to know who signed off that space could be built on while we're actively living there. Things are catching on fire. It's unsafe. It wouldn't happen in any other area. And I would like to know who signed off on it. And I would like a copy of it or where I could go to research this, because that is unacceptable to me. And the questions that people have are very valid. However, I am upset that the building itself the land itself is being actively worked on while I have to live there. And so I would like to know that. That's my first question. And my next question is the taxes. I would like to know what their tax credit will be. What is this business's tax credit? Because the attorney says that the $29 million won't be affected by the residents, but that money is going to come from somewhere. So what is their tax credit? Thank you.
Well, first of all, ma'am, the $29 million doesn't apply to that site.
It doesn't matter. I just would like to know what their tax credit is.
Okay, I
and if
understand.
they're
I'm
gonna
just
own
trying to
the
make sure
building.
that we're communicating. The $29 million was referred to as logistics, not the cube.
Okay. So
Okay.
but does the same developer that built that
No.
one?
No, ma'am.
They're different.
No, ma'am, different developments.
Okay, so then now I would like to know what both of their tax credits would be and who the developers are, like what their names are, so that I could do my own research for that.
They in public records, and you can FOIA those, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that would be all.
All right, please, sir. We're going to close it after this gentleman.
Everyone, Vaughn Harrison. In 2016, I had a meeting with the mayor. I came tonight so I can make sure it's on record. I've offered my community free service based on my background and experience. Proposals, written proposals, strategies, ideas for comprehensive plans. A lot of the things that we are experiencing today, I discussed in detail and offered some solutions. On record again this evening, I'm asking if my own city, place I pay taxes to, if you will please accept my assistance. Again, my background, my experience is exactly what our organization, our city needs. I'm asking our elected officials to please allow me to help us move in the right direction. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Now, I must have some clarity on this one, folks. Yes, Vaughn offered his services, but we couldn't afford to pay him for his services. They were not free. And so therefore, we were not able to allow him to assist us in the area. And I believe he does have a scheduled meeting with the city manager to discuss that again. Did you arrange for that meeting, city manager? Please, if, okay. No. Sir, I understand. We've already given you time on the floor. We need to close the floor to the public.
Motion to close the floor to the public.
I want to be respectful to everybody. I have a motion on the floor and a second.
Who gave the second?
Second, Alderman Spivey.
Alderman Spivey, you gave the second?
Second, yes.
Yes. So I have a motion and a second on the floor. I need a roll call, please.
Certainly. Alderman Lockett?
Yes.
Alderman Spivey?
Yes.
Alderman Edwards?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
Motion for adjournment.
Unless, hold on, unless there are comments from the alderman.
No comment.
Davis, John?
August the 3rd, we will have a meeting at 5 o'clock for education and also law and ordinance government operations, which I can talk to the chief and this gentleman and see about maybe watching the area for a stop sign. So I'll meet with him and the chief.
Yeah.
Drag racing.
Yeah, just make the request known, and it's easy to get a stop sign.
Okay, but that, me and him will talk to the chief. Also,
Yeah.
just want to let the residents know I appreciate them, and I'm not giving nobody a hard time, but I was put here to represent Ward 1, and that's what I come to do.
Okay, John. Anything else? Anything else? Anyone else?
Mayor, if you could just ask for a moment of silence for Frank's wife.
Oh, okay, yes, thank you. We have had one of our employees, Frank Hawkins, is one of our CSOs. He lost his wife last week, and I would like to just offer a moment of silence for the family. Thank you. At this time, I need
Motion for adjournment.
okay. I need a second. It's been probably motion and second. I need a roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to speak to the council members or the mayor, please come forward. Time is 7:50. Meeting's adjourned.